All right, my lovers, welcome back to the channel. And for those of you who are commenting and being a part of the channel, liking and interacting, we love you. We're going to talk a little bit about building your stamina, especially when you're a beginner or you're not a beginner, but you've been injured or you're trying to get back into it. You've been out of cycling for a little while. My new refound love of cycling has been recent. I've just haven't been riding in the last maybe 3-4 years. Before I started this channel, I was riding a lot. I was commuting on my bike. It was in my bones. But circumstances in life happened and I found myself in a situation where I was injured and I was using the bike essentially to get back into shape. And so one of the things I realized, one of the key pieces of advice I could give to someone who is just getting into cycling and they're thinking, hey, I want to get stronger and stronger as a rider. The very first thing you should really do when you start riding is practice this, is never coast. The tendency on a bike, especially when you start riding, is to try to take energy by coasting and recovering by coasting. And over time, what I really think the mentality you should build is to always pedal. And people who ride fixed gears, they understand this. Their stamina tends to be very strong. Fixed gear, casual riders tend to be very strong riders. And so it's a lot of the times because they can't stop pedaling. So that just forces them to be strong riders. It also forces them to have really good control on their bikes over time too. So when I rode with fixed gear riders, they tend to be really fast, really strong, really good up hills, even though their gearing isn't great. And it's literally that mentality of never coasting, because the difference between climbing up a hill and going on the flats is that the hills are slower and you have to be able to put that consistent energy and power down, and you can't coast up a hill. So if you start developing the mentality that you're never going to coast, then you never will. Instead of coasting, just pedal slower and find gears that you can recover in as you're pedaling. When I'm tired, I go to a higher gear a lot of the time because that slow pedal gives me a little bit of a faster grind. Over time, you can see in this video, I'm choosing this footage because you see a drop bar rider who was, trying to get ahead of me. I see him in my sights. And because my mentality is just keep pedaling, I can put down consistent power over a long course of time. So what I'll tend to do is feel my body out and say, well, if I'm pedaling at this rate, how far and how long could I do it for? And I tend to have, over time, you get a little bit faster and a little bit faster, and that power that you can put down over a long period of time grows. And so it's funny because you lose track of it within yourself. And sometimes when you're riding with people, you just start going and going and you forget how fast you've become, and you're like, oh, I gotta chill out. And so you can see this rider here, I've not been putting down a lot of energy, but if you look back at the beginning of the video, this guy here, he looked back at me and he really thought like he was bombing away, or I don't know what he was up on. But I was like, even though we're non-competitive cyclists, the little dog in me sees something I gotta chase. I'll be chilling on the bike lane, and as soon as someone overtakes me or I see someone in front of me, I'm like, okay, kick it into overdrive. And that's what's happening right now. I'm definitely into, okay, I'm about to like really pop out and show homies what's up. So low key, if you see me behind you on the bike lane, I'm racing you, even if you don't think you're in a race, because I got to get it. So this guy, I've been on him since the beginning of that inner urban, since we got right onto the inner urban, and I'm chasing. And look at this here. Now I'm hollering and hooting, and I'm like, hey, this is the stamina, boy. That stamina creates speed over time. Also, I'm comfortable on my bike, so I don't have to avoid anything. I really think this gravel thing where you don't have to avoid the bumps and everything like that ultimately makes you faster on the road. Like in situations like this, I can just bomb through. Ding, ding, ding. We out here. I didn't even look back. Because I didn't need to. I already knew I took them. If I seen you, you're already toast. Thanks for watching.